Good evening from Brunswick Zone Carolier in North Brunswick, New Jersey. We're just underway, game one of our round-robin match play here at the Bowlmor AMF U.S. Women's Open. apologize for any interruption in the extra frame service this evening, but we hopefully are up and running again. Anita Arnett against Lindsay Boomershine and Amanda Green against Jody Wessner. Our round one matches here in our round robin match play at the U.S. Women's Open. Bit of a strike fest here between Arnett and Boomershine. Arnett plus 50, Boomershine plus 45. Coming into this game, we've got 24 games of round robin match play. This is just game number 1. Arnett trying to keep the string alive here, but she cannot. Leaves the 6-10. So we've got 30 bonus pins for each victory, 15 pins for a tie, 0 for a loss here in our round robin match play. As Amanda Green whiffs at the 3-6-9. So Boomershine with another strike, 6 in a row. And Jody Wessner with her 3rd consecutive strike. So Wessner up big on green, and Boomershine has taken the lead against Arnett. Two, 4, 5, 7 for Wessner. Boomershine up by 8, heading into the 10th. A high-scoring opening match for these two ladies. High flush strike for Boomershine. She can get to 255. Arnett can still strike out for 257. Amanda Green down by 23. So 244 for Bowlmor. Arnett still has a chance to win this game. Arnett's going to need the first hit in the 10th here in good count to take the 30 bonus pins. Needs it to hook. Comes up a little light and leaves the 2-pin. And Arnett's only going to be in the 230s now. Jody Wessner going to take the Game 1 victory against Amanda Green. $244-234. Bowlmor defeats Arnett. $221 for Jody Wessner. Good start for her to this block. Amanda Green going to be in the 180s. Final shot for Amanda Green. It's a strike for 186. Game 2 underway. Aaron McCarthy against Shayna Ung and Jennifer Higgins against Rocio Restrepo. Live scoring available at pwba.com/live, along with the match play schedule for the first 8 games. Aaron McCarthy with a double to start. All right, updated standings after one game of round-robin match play. Liz Johnson at plus 613. Shannon O'Keefe at plus 605. Danielle McEwen plus 452. Jazriel Tan plus 446. And Linda Barnes plus 232. Those are your top 5. If you'd like to see those standings, pwba.com/live. Restrepo up by 10 on Higgins through 4 frames. McCarthy up by 23 on Ung. So if you're not familiar with the way round-robin match play works, you've got 24 players who have advanced into match play, and they will all bowl each other one time. So that'll be 23 games. And then game 24 will be the position round, where we will rank the players based on their pinfall plus bonus pins. One will bowl 2, 3 versus 4, 5 versus 6, etc. And that will be the last game of round-robin match play tomorrow night. And that match probably going to take place around, I guess, be about 9:20 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night. So your top 5, Liz Johnson, Shannon O'Keefe, Danielle McEwen, Jazriel Tan, and Linda Barnes, with Stephanie Johnson in 6th, 50 off the show. Claire Guerrero, 83 back of 5th. Lindsay Boomershine, 113 back. You've got just about everybody still in the mix to make the show this week. Jen Higgins, 6th frame. Down by 9 pins. Leaves the 2-pin. Shayna Ung down by 24 against Erin McCarthy. We've got 8 games tonight, 8 games again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and the final 8 at 6 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night to determine our stepladder finalists. The top 5 will make the stepladder, and that will air on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS Sports Network. Split for Restrepo. She leaves the 210 in the 7th frame. And if she doesn't make this, she will be trailing in the match. Erin McCarthy bowling a good game. Looking to turn her double into a triple. It's going to go high and leave the 3-6. McCarthy with the open. Restrepo also with an open, and Jen Higgins jumps all over it with a strike, takes a 4-pin lead. McCarthy still up by 12 with 3 frames to go here in game 2. double for Higgins. She extends the lead to 14 against Restrepo. Uh-oh. Rocio chucks it in the channel. Doesn't lose any count, though. Good recovery by Restrepo to get the mark. A little frustrated, though. You could tell Rocio was rolling her eyes a little bit when she was walking back. Could have had a double if she'd have kept it on the lane on that first shot in the ninth. Higgins working on a double, trying to extend it, comes up light. 2, 4, 5, 7. Spare, she's up by 10 going into the 10th. And McCarthy working on a strike, 9th frame. Goes high, leaves the 4-pin. Higgins gets it the hard way. Crosses to the left side of the 2-pin. Manages to cover up the spare. Take that 10-pin lead going into the 10th. McCarthy going into the 10th frame up by 12 against Ung. Higgins with a strike, another strike, and she will have the shutout. Any sort of spare for Higgins guarantees at least a tie. Aaron McCarthy needs to make that spare and strike on the fill for the shutout against Ung. Higgins gets the spare, 181. Restrepo can throw all three in the 10th to tie at 181. Aaron McCarthy needs 9, and actually needs a strike for the shutout, and gets 9. So Shayna Ung will have a chance to strike out on the 10th to tie at 213. So both of our players have a chance to strike out to tie. And Restrepo goes right through the heart of the head pin for the Greek Church, and she will be in the 150s this game. Shayna Ung gets that one away right, kind of the opposite of what Restrepo did. And so McCarthy and Higgins will pick up the victories here this game. .213 to 199. McCarthy defeats Ung, and 181-154. Higgins defeats Restrepo. All right, game 3 underway. Sandra Gongora against Karen Marcano, and Kelly Kulik versus Clara Guerrero. As soon as we have an update on the standings, we will let you know. Should be coming in shortly. Marcano makes the spare the hard way. 3-6-9-10, not an easy spare to make, but take it any way you can get it, right? Clara Guerrero sitting at plus 151 on the scoreboard. We'll get an update on the standings here momentarily and let you know where things stand after 34 games. As we are in game 3 of 8 in our first round of match play here at Bowlmor AMF U.S. Women's Open. Kelly Kulik was featured on Good Day New York a couple of days ago. We posted the link to that, or the video to that, on our page, Facebook and Twitter. And we've got a guest now, Brianna Caldwell. Hello, Miss Caldwell. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you this evening?
Pretty good. And we are in our third game of match play tonight. Unfortunately, you're not on the lanes. But
I am not,
yeah.
but I'm here supporting some friends and learning a little something.
It was a tough week this week, right? Last week was pretty tough, and then this week was pretty tough as well.
That's correct, and I honestly preferred last week.
Talk a little bit about how the pattern played for you guys this week.
It was tough. I mean, as you can see right now, they're actually on the burn that's been kind of sitting for a couple hours. But even to start, seemed like you had to be a little bit further in. For most of the time, most of the days, the squads, everybody started pretty far left, and then this first squad that we had today for the 4th round of qualifying, I saw a couple people playing right that didn't really see that all week. And for example, Liz Johnson, she had an amazing look this morning and made it just seem like it was there the whole time, which it wasn't. But you never know. Every time they redress the lanes, they get a little different. They can get tighter, and they can also see the transition a little bit differently. But they're definitely touchy. I mean, it's pretty easy to split if you let up on it a little bit. If you can find hold, that's going to be your best friend, definitely. But I mean, they're tough. You have to make quality shots and definitely pick up your spares.
Well, we have the update after 34 games. Liz Johnson at plus 654, Shannon O'Keefe plus 635. Danielle McEwen at plus 446, Jazriel Tan plus 429. Then it drops to Linda Barnes in 5th place at plus 271. And 6th place is Stephanie Johnson at plus 245. We've seen a little bit of separation between the top bowlers this week, haven't we?
Oh, definitely. I mean, especially the top couple. I mean, they've seemed to separate themselves pretty early on in the tournament, which was easy to do if you had a good look and you were able to maintain that through qualifying. You separate yourself pretty much immediately. I know it gets kind of bunched up for a couple spots, but I mean, Liz and Shannon, they have to feel pretty comfortable. I know there's still 22 games left, but they're plugging away, doing their own thing, and I anticipate there to be some mix-up, but I don't see them falling out of that top 5 in those 22 games. I just don't see that happening.
Got 22 games with 30 bonus spins, so a lot of movement can happen, but they certainly did their best to give themselves as much of a cushion as possible.
Oh, definitely.
Going into match play up by about 400 pins on 6th place, which is really the number you got to look at is 6
exactly.
when you're
And
above it.
I was talking to Shannon this morning while she was doing the 4th round of qualifying, and she said, my game plan, these 8 games is just try to separate myself as much as possible from 6th place. And she kind of struggled this morning, but she, kept a good head on her shoulders and was like, okay, just keep getting as many pins as I possibly can, whether I'm bowling good or bad. So I think that game plan is kind of sticking with her throughout match play as well.
Shannon O'Keefe 2-0 this evening and plus 43 on the scratch side. So she's off to a pretty good start to match play. She's right there neck and neck with Liz Johnson. Liz had a big start this morning out of the gates with 768 for her first 3, and that helped to propel her into the lead. Shannon had a nice lead coming into the day, but Liz wiped that out pretty quick.
Yeah, Liz definitely ate her Wheaties this morning.
Yeah.
I will say that.
She had a whole box.
Yeah,
she had the front 9 the first game.
She did, and she actually missed in the 9th frame, and got a lucky strike, and then went a little high the first ball in the 10th, and I think it kind of gave it back to her. But she bowled great all morning, and I think she's pretty much continuing that through this evening.
Claire Guerrero, she leaves the 10 pin up down by 6 against Kelly Kulik, and Sandra Gregora leading by a pin on Karen Marcano. Bowled 8 games in round 4 qualifying this morning, and then there was no re-oil, so we're bowling on the burn for this afternoon session.
And I believe it sat for a couple hours.
Yeah, it sat for about 4 hours.
So there's one thing from squad, to squad burn where you have maybe an hour in between, but when it's been sitting for 3 and 4 hours, that's gonna change the lanes as well. So I noticed right away there are a couple other people trying to play that further right side, maybe to find some more oil. But then again, you still have the players that are still chasing the pattern left, not sure how much further left they can get. But if they can, like I said, if they can find that hold, if they're staying left, then they'll be in good shape.
Yeah, it certainly is a search for oil out there today, and I saw some of the ladies trying to play very far to the right, trying to find something out there, and it looked like it was kind of sneaky out there, like you would throw a shot and say, man, I got a good look, and then the next shot it would go high or it would miss right,
definitely.
or they just don't have a lot of room.
Yeah, and it's touchy no matter what part of the lane you're playing. It is the U.S. Open. It's not supposed to be easy. It does make you make quality shots off your hand. Keep it as close to your target as possible, and even speed control has been a major factor as well this week.
And you could see Sandy trying to play outside, and she pulled it and just didn't have a chance to get to the pocket.
Lucky break of just leaving the 10 pin.
You can find the standings and the live scoring at pwba.com/live. As Kelly cleans up her spare. It's a lot of games this week.
Definitely.
56 for the players who made match play. That is a lot of games in 1 week.
That is a lot of games, and I will tell you, I have seen some not so pretty looking hands this
Believe
week.
it.
I crossed with Josie Ernest all week, and she had blood blisters from last week in Detroit, and she developed another one here this week. But bowlers push through the pain and go out there and do what they love. But there's been some wear and tear on a lot of these ladies this summer, and
and it's the end of the tour.
It is the end of the tour, and I think a couple of them will be relieved to have some time off, heal, and get back to 100%.
We'll have 16 players next week for the Tour Championship. That'll be at the ATRC in Arlington, Texas. We'll have live coverage on Extra Frame on Friday, all day Friday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time. And then the TV show is a week from Sunday.
That'll be an outstanding field with the winners, and then the remaining coming from the points list. So it'll be the best of the best from the summer and make for some great matches. I believe it's best of 5.
Yep,
is that
best
correct?
of 5
best
matches.
Of 5
That's
for the
correct.
match play. So that'll be, that anything can happen in that as well. And I believe the top 2 in points are guaranteed. 1 and 2 seated on the show.
That's correct as well.
So
they're guaranteed on the show, yeah.
Yeah. So those points do count for something.
Yeah, it's
so.
Also determines the Player of the Year and the Rookie of the Year, which Stephanie Johnson is in the lead for, and she's bowling well in 6th place, so she could, if she were to make the show this week and win, she would put a stranglehold on Player of the Year.
She's been bowling outstanding. I've been watching her all summer, and you'll see her have a not so good look one game, but you know, she just bounces right back and figures it out. I mean, and that's why she's been so successful all summer, because she finds a way to make the lanes, you know, play to what she needs to get done on the lane. And she's just awesome. She's an awesome bowler.
She's had a great summer, that's
she
for
is,
sure.
You know, just having the time of her life right now.
Well, what has this summer been like for you, coming to a lot of the tour stops and having a tour to bowl?
It's been a dream come true. I am very fortunate that I've been able to go to every single stop. You know, I've bowled well. You know, this was my worst finish, so I can't really dwell on it. I am not happy with how I finished, but if I look at the overall aspect of it, it was, you know, an experience of a lifetime that I'm glad I get to continue and get to bowl again next summer, or whenever the tour is next summer. Not too sure when that will be. But it's been a great experience. I mean, from stop to stop, you know, bowling pro-ams, meeting people who are so excited to bowl with you, and wishing you all the best of luck. So it's been a great experience, and
you're going to stay pretty busy, aren't you? Aren't you getting married soon?
I am getting married in 50 days.
Yeah, it's coming up quick, right?
50 days, yes. It will be here before I know it, so I guess
So
I have
are we
to.
going to see you with a new last name next year on tour? Have you decided yet?
Yeah, I think so. My my other half does not approve of me keeping my last name. So most likely you'll see it at team trials. So
Well, maybe it'll be a hyphenated name.
I'm trying. I think I'm gonna see how far I can get
Trying
away
to
with it.
negotiate that.
Yeah, it's in the works. So
Nice.
stay tuned.
Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah. At least my first name won't change.
No, of course not. Yeah, that's not going to change. Maybe you can just go with a single first name.
I know, like Madonna.
Yeah. Kelly Kulik down in 13th place coming into this game.
Getting some spares in.
Yeah. Trailing by a few pins here. Down by 14 against Clara. Clara sitting in 7th place at plus 181.
Off to a good start, 2-0.
And Sandy Gongora down in 21st place, crossing over and gets the double. She leads by 12 against Karen Marcano. Karen, one of the last players to make it into the, in fact, she was the last player to make it in.
She was, and it was a very interesting finish. That last game, there was about, I want to say 3 or 4 players fighting for those last couple spots, and I believe she needed to fill maybe 17 or 18 pins in the 10th, and she got the spare, and she got 9 in that fill shot. So she
made it by 3.
Yes, she did. I believe Trisha Reed needed to strike first ball in the 10th as well,
Yep,
and
she
she
did.
did it. So I mean, it's awesome to see these players come out, and when they need it, they put it in play and they get it, and it's great to see, and it's a good show for those watching as well.
And Karen Marcano moving up the standings quickly, already at plus 28 with 2 wins and 405 scratch for her first 2. So those bonus pins are going to be pretty important on what is a low-scoring pattern. It's not as low-scoring as last week, but it's still very tough.
It is very tough. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the last 2 weeks have definitely tested all the players physically and mentally.
Clara looking for 3 in a row.
Yeah,
It's
waving
going
it
high.
off.
Yep.
Yep.
4, 6, 7 split.
Take the 2.
Yeah, she takes the 2. She's still up by 10. And Karen Marcano trying to pull back to within 2 pins with a double here.
Goes high. Fortunate to get that 10 pin out. I've seen a lot of 310s this week, creeping high. Looking around the house right now, I see a lot of splits.
Yeah, I was going to say, we watched the end of round 4 qualifying this afternoon, and they looked pretty tough at the end of that round, and the scores were pretty low in the last game.
Yeah.
And we're not really seeing anybody light it up. I mean, you've got some people who are plus, but I think Stephanie is highest for the first 2 games at 466.
And that's pretty amazing on this pattern right now. I mean, she's averaging 230 for 2 games, and that's something to show for. And I don't know where she's at, if she's in her reach to see. But I think when I walked in, she started off maybe with a couple string of strikes, but I think she's too far down to our left.
Shot 256. Wow.
Yep, I was right. So she is trying to get up into that top 5, which that's 86 spins. She just gained that. So I mean,
she's like 120 over for scratch for this through first 3 games. That's pretty huge.
That's huge on this. I mean, and she's what, but to 3-0 now.
Yep, 3-0, and she picks up 86 pins that game. Put her at plus 331, somewhere in there.
So she's making a move up towards those. She can get close to those 3 and 4 spots. And Kelly with the trips out the split.
Kelly up by a pin.
Sandra looking for another one here.
Nice
good
shot. 4 in a row. She's sitting at minus 31, so she's got a long road to go to get to the show for sure.
Yes, definitely. But, you know, anything's possible with all these games. And there's a lot of bonus pins out there just up for grabs.
Right now, Sandra's about 300 pins outside of 5th.
Yes.
So she would need to, it's not out of the realm of possibility with this many games.
It's not impossible. I would say if there was only maybe this block, no.
Yeah, no chance.
Or one more. But, you know, if she can put games together like this and win, she'll steadily move up in the standings.
Yeah, I think you just have to take baby steps. If you're 300 off the show right now, you probably at this end of this block would like for that to be around 180.
Yeah, kind of.
And then tomorrow come in and maybe try to get it down to 90 after the first block.
Definitely chop it away in bits and pieces instead of just, okay, I'm just going to try to get 300 pins in one block.
Yeah, don't press to do that. You don't need to.
No. You got to, there's too many games to try to get 400 pins in an 8-game block.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
No. Kelly here losing some count on Clara.
Yeah, the count cost Kelly the lead. Now she's down 2.
Good spare there by Karen.
Well, looks like Karen's going to take her first loss of the day.
Yeah, if she can get out of this game shooting 199. Good spare there for Kelly. Staying clean.
Sure seems like this week no spare is a gimme. Sometimes on some of the easier patterns, you don't have to really think about it. But this week it's like every spare you have to give your full attention.
Definitely, even especially on the burn squads. I mean, I experienced it. I mean, I experienced it with the bowlers I crossed with this week. That on the burn squad, your spare ball hooked a little bit when you weren't expecting it. So had to make those adjustments pretty quick, or the easy spares got really hard.
Clara up by 2. She can push it to 12 with a strike for a double. That looks pretty good.
That's a great shot there by Clara.
6-pin took out the 10 for the double, and Clara has 12-pin lead going into the 10th on Kelly Kulik. So, Brianna, are you excited to have some time off and maybe not bowl for a few days? Or you're going to hit the lanes when you get home?
I'll probably hit the lanes when I get home. I have to bowl league.
I see.
I have to make up league on Monday for last Tuesday, and then I bowl again on Tuesday league. So
that's a little less stressful
it is.
and
I hope I don't have to shoot as many spares.
Yeah, I was going to say, hopefully you'll strike a lot, which I have a feeling you probably will.
I hope so too.
Especially bowling on these patterns the last 2 weeks.
Oh.
That house shot is going to feel like the Great Wall of China, isn't it?
Pretty good. I'm like, okay, if I miss right, I'm still going to hit the head pin, right?
You'll probably put up some big numbers. I'm going to look for that on Facebook and Twitter.
I hope so.
We're going to see a picture of Brianna on Facebook on Monday shooting 800 in her, in her league makeup.
My league makeup, yeah. That'd be awesome.
Well, looks like Claire's going to take the win against Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Sandy would love to strike out here and shoot
Definitely.
243. Really have to take advantage of these opportunities to pop a big game, especially when you take it to the
definitely.
10th frame.
Yeah, when you got a string like that going in the 10th, you need to capitalize on it. So let's see if she can do that.
Claire with the light hit leaves the 7.
It's a good finish to that game for her. For a couple opens.
Should be over 200. Sandy playing that outside line, and there's an example. She got a little firm with it.
Yeah, a little fast, and if it goes left to right hard, it's ugh. But
loses a lot of count.
loses a lot of count, but I mean, she could still spare it.
And she's still going to win the game.
Mm-hmm. She's still going to get the 30 pins. I know she would like a little bit more.
Oh, tough
good
break.
Good try, yeah. I thought she had it.
That was close. She should have
Yeah.
probably had that one.
Yeah.
206, 188. Kangora wins, and she's disappointed. It goes from a potential 240 to 2-0, just like that. Kelly can strike out for 191. She's going to lose by at least 11 pins.
Mm-hmm. Staying clean, though. I mean, most of the clean games out there are winning right now, so.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the standings, a lot of the field is averaging right at, 200.
Mm-hmm.
197 to 206 is a majority of the players. So a clean game will keep you in a lot of matches.
Huge, yeah. Just be patient.
Although Kelly's bowling a clean game and she lost, but
She did, but I was just looking around right now. I mean, same thing with Karen. Karen had a clean 188, but I mean, most of the scores just wiped out. But I saw some unclean games over there, 170s and 180s.
So tomorrow, the second 8-game block of match play will begin at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. That'll be on Fresh. And then the final 8-game block will be at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and that will be on Burn. So they're going to get the full experience tomorrow.
Definitely. They will get to enjoy the Fresh and then the Burn all over again and see if the lanes play the same or if they're going to get a little tighter as they keep laying the pattern down.
202, 188. Clara beats Kelly. Leanne Hulsenberg going to bowl Trisha Reed, 37 and 38. Now, Brianna, we've got a couple of left-handers in the field,
Yeah,
Trisha Reed and Shannon Plahowski,
Mm-hmm.
and we're bowling on the Burn. Of course, there's way less traffic on the left side, so I wonder if that helps them a little bit.
It might.
I guess it depends on what kind of look they have.
It just depends. I mean, it also depends too. If you have a lot of players on the right side getting further and further left, it can kind of cross with them. I mean, I see Trisha. She's pretty far left or far right. Sorry, switch my brain here. She's pretty far right for a, you don't usually see lefties that far right.
Yeah.
So I mean,
She's playing a little bit more in than you would expect.
Yeah, they could cross each other a little bit. But
the lefties haven't done so well
on
so far in this round. Shannon's
no.
at 390 for the first two and 1-1, and Trisha was 347 and 0-2.
Mm-hmm. And there's just two of them, correct?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think Sherry Tan made it. No, she didn't make it.
Let's see, Shannon, right 7 there.
And we just happen to have both lefties on our
On a
featured
featured
pair.
pair.
Yeah, how about that?
That worked out.
Shannon Plahowski taking on Nuhoi Finn of Singapore. And Trisha Reed against Leanne Hulsenberg. Trisha made the U.S. Women's Open final back in 2007, 2008, something like that.
Yeah, a few years ago.
Bowled against Kim Terrell-Kearney for the title, and that was a pretty cool show. And I'm sure Tricia would love to make the show this week, but
That was my first U.S. Open.
was it really?
That
was
was.
in the Chicago area.
It was. That was my very first one. Right out of college.
Right out of Central Missouri, right?
Yep. Graduate and go bowl with the big girls.
Wolfsenberg with the washout to start. New Hui Fen starts with a
Great
strike.
shot.
Singapore always has a very talented squad. They brought 10 bowlers and 4 of them made it into match play. That's a pretty
Yes.
good percentage.
They are excellent players. Excellent people as well.
Those train a lot, and they spend a lot of time on the lanes, and they like to come over here and try to test their skills. They really focus mostly on international competition, Asian games, Asian championships, Southeast Asia games. They have a lot of competitions over there for their national teams.
Yeah,
and
they always
Singapore
seem
is
to. Yeah,
very
I
good.
follow Jazreel. I'm friends with her on Facebook, and I know that she's always bowling something. And they're very dedicated, and they have great support at home.
Yeah, it's really a full-time job
Yeah,
for
it
their
is,
national
yeah.
team members. They're funded with it's basically like salaries, and they're paid, and they get to bowl for a living, which is
Yeah.
a pretty cool thing.
That is pretty cool. I mean, I know I would love to do that.
Hulsenberg with a strike. She won the U.S. Women's Open a few years ago when it was at Cowboys Stadium.
She did.
Of course, Hulsenberg, a Hall of Famer. And I would imagine she's in the USBC Hall of Fame, and I would imagine that once the PWBA Hall of Fame gets caught back up, she'll probably be one of the first ones to go in.
Definitely, yeah. She no-brainer on that one.
All right, updated standings. Liz Johnson in the lead by 1 pin.
Oh, here comes
7-12.
Shannon.
Shannon O'Keefe at plus 711.
Stephanie making her move at that 5th spot.
Yeah, Jazreel Tan at plus 419. Danielle McEwen at plus 405. And Stephanie Johnson moves into the show at plus 331 after that 256 last
nice
game.
722 for 3.
And Linda Barnes going the other direction at 572 for the first 3 games, but she's gone 2-1 in her matches, so she's not bowling well, but she's won 2 matches.
She's getting some pins, so it's not hurting her too bad.
So she's in 6th place at plus 240. The bowlers on our featured pairs, Nu Hui Fen, the amateur from Singapore, in 8th place at plus 196. Shannon Pluhowski is in 13th place at plus 89. Leanne Hulsenberg, she's down in 21st, and Tricia Reed is in 23rd place. I'm a little surprised that Kelly Kulik is all the way down in 17th place at plus 66.
It's early, though.
It is early. You might expect that she'd be a little higher than that.
But, you can't count her out.
You cannot. Kelly currently 265 pins off the show. And I would guess that she doesn't want that number to get any bigger.
She wants to go the other way. She wants to take that number down a few notches.
Yeah, Kelly only 579 for her first 3 and a 1-2 record. She's going to have to do better than that if she wants to make the show this week. And I think that everybody really assumes that Kelly's just going to make the show at the U.S. Women's Open, there's so much pressure.
Yeah, and after she kind of struggled last week in the final.
Yep, she did.
But she's a tough competitor, and she's probably her worst critic just by bowling with her. But people do expect her to be up there because you usually can't ever count her out. Same thing with Liz Johnson. So I'm sure there's some pressure there, but I think she's got a good head on her shoulders, and she'll get past that and bowl.
Well, right now the difference between first and second and 6th is 470 pins.
Goodness.
There's just about. I mean,
That's
that is a lot.
That's separating yourself.
Yeah.
That's definitely making a statement pretty early in the match play.
I mean, that can go away, but I mean that's a really nice cushion to have.
Yeah.
But you don't want to get too overconfident because one bad block and it's
and
gone.
It's gone.
In
Definitely.
a hurry. I mean,
yeah, you can't think ahead. They need to just live in the moment. Like I said, I was talking to Shannon earlier today, and I told her, I said, just fill your frames, whether it's a strike or spare. I mean, just get all you can and don't look too far ahead. So there's a lot of games left, and I told her, I said, you still got half the tournament left. So.
Yeah. And Liz and Shannon almost 300 pins ahead of third.
Yeah.
So there's a big gap
there.
there.
That's a big gap. And, and if you think about, Stephanie Bowlin the way she is right now, I mean, is she going to maintain that? Is she, if she does maintain that kind of pace, yeah, she's going to gain some pins. But, I mean, she's still, almost 300 pins back of them. So 400 pins.
And this is a big week for Shannon because she was outside the number to make the Tour Championship next week. And so she needs a big week to get in the, right now, I think it's the top 10 from the points list to make it into the Tour Championship because it's the players who won titles.
I'll be honest, I've already done all the numbers because I didn't have a not so good week. So I kind of know what everybody needs to be to ensure who needs to place where.
But yeah, there's only 10 spots. I mean, and it all depends on who wins this week. If somebody outside of the top 16 wins,
then it
makes
kind
it
of
9.
a bummer. Yeah. So for like my standpoint, and I would say Missy Parkin's standpoint, we're looking for a repeat winner.
Yeah.
So, but then you have the girls who haven't won, who have been up there the whole time, like Kelly and Danielle. Who, if they're already in, but I mean, if they win, it's not going to really affect anybody else.
But Shannon is one of those that was on the outside looking in, trying to make it.
And she's been close. I mean, she bowled well last week and was close to making the show. And so I think last week put a little spark in her to do well this week because I think she was pretty disappointed last week in her finish.
Shannon Plahowski and Nuhoy Finn are off to a pretty high-scoring game.
They are. And even to the left of them, Lindsay Boomershine with front 5 over there.
Trisha Reed takes advantage of the Brooklyn for the double. And she leads by 18 on Holsenberg.
Yeah, Leanne's got a couple opens.
You can find the standings and the live scoring at pwba.com/live.
Good shot from Leanne. See if she can get something going here.
We're in game 4 of 8. Our opening round of match play. Everybody bowls 24 games of round robin match play. If you're not familiar with round robin, it's pretty simple. Each player bowls the other players one game. And then the final game 24 is a position round where 1 versus 2, 3 versus 4, etc. to finalize the standings for the step ladder. Here's Shannon Plahowski with 4 strikes in a row.
No, she didn't like it. Lucky enough to just get the 8 pin. You can always tell when Shannon doesn't like a shot off her hand. But
that is true.
You can tell. But, getting 9 off a bad shot here is pretty good.
And you can see Holsenberg sliding at the left gutter.
Different kind of 8 pin.
And she leaves a stone 8 on a pretty good shot. It's sometimes hard to create the right entry angle playing that deep, but Leanne is always capable of doing that.
Oh, yeah, she's very good at that. I think I saw on her Facebook, maybe her husband posted, it's like the 22nd time she's made match play or cut at the U.S. Open. I can't remember exactly, but
that's impressive.
That's very impressive, whether it's cut or match play. Just making cut at the U.S. Open is tough enough.
And she's bowling with a bum hip, too. She's got some hip issues that she's been battling all season long, since even before the Queens. And she didn't know how many events she was going to get to bowl this year. And Obviously, this is a big one,
Mm-hmm.
$50,000 for first place, so you want to
Yeah.
come out and bowl this, but she's going to have surgery in the off season to
Oh, well,
get that repaired.
definitely wish her a speedy recovery on that.
And
Great
she's
shot
been-
there, Shannon.
Leanne's been doing whatever she can to hobble her way through the season, she said. She's kind of just trying to make it through and then get it fixed once all these games are over. Like 56 games, that'll take a toll on you, especially
yeah.
if you're injured.
Yeah, it'll take a toll on the hip.
Trisha Reed is going to cross over.
Yep.
Doesn't get the strike this time.
Just the 7 pin. Great shot there by New. Is that her first name? New?
Yep, New Hui Fin. She's got a little penguin on her jersey.
She does. She had another one the other day that had a whole bunch of penguins on it. And she actually has a penguin tattoo on her arm.
I think she likes penguins.
She does.
There aren't very many penguins in Singapore, I can tell you that. I've
don't
been there.
think
It's pretty hot. Only if you go to the zoo.
Okay.
I'm not even sure if they have a zoo, to be honest.
Never been.
sure they do.
Don't know.
It's a cool country.
I'm sure it is. It sounds like it.
It's very cosmopolitan. It's like the New York City of Asia.
Oh, wow.
Misses the head pin to the right. Leaves the 1-2-4-8. And
10-pin match.
Yep, trails by 10. Trisha up by 17 on Leanne with 4 frames to go here in game 4.
It's nice to see they got the live pair working again. I know yesterday it broke down.
I had some tweets come in.
Oh,
Someone
Trisha.
says, just tuning in. Who's in the booth?
Ooh.
Who is in the booth?
It is me, Brianna Caldwell.
There you go. Oh, and then we have somebody who took a picture of us from behind.
Oh, we have stalkers.
Russ.
No.
Russ is watching. So yeah, we have people who always have a lot of fans who like to come up and say hi.
That's awesome.
We always like to meet the Extra Frame fans. So if
That's
you're ever
right.
at an event, stop by and
Say hi.
say hi to us. Trisha with the open. Gets Leanne right back in that match. Shannon Puhowski bowling a great game here.
Yeah,
She can go 269 if she strikes out.
great game. Great double since New didn't capitalize on her strike.
Brandon, did I see that you went to the U.S. Open
I
last night?
did.
That's pretty awesome.
And
I'm
I'm
jealous.
actually going again tomorrow.
Are you really?
I am.
Really?
I get to see my favorite player tomorrow.
Who's your favorite player?
Roger Federer.
Oh, Roger Federer. Nice.
So I'm very excited. It's like a bucket list, and
That's
I was
cool.
when I was like looking at it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's the same time, and it's not that far. So I'm taking advantage.
Is it the first week now or the second weekend
It's
of the
the first
tournament?
week.
Okay, so the
Yep.
finals aren't this weekend.
No,
They'd be
no.
next weekend.
I probably won't be able to afford that ticket.
Yeah, I was going to say, that sounds pretty expensive. But that's still pretty cool that it just happened to be at the same
It
time.
is.
Another
Yeah,
advantage of being on the road and traveling
That's
with
right.
the tour.
Great timing. So 2 U.S. Opens in 1 week.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, and it's great. I mean, they're competing. Everyone's competing all around New York and New Jersey for U.S. Open title.
Yeah, and we're talking about the U.S. Open tennis tournament, of course, which is in Flushing Meadows, which is
Great.
about an hour and a half from here, something
Yeah,
like that?
it wasn't. I mean, we took the train and subway. I mean, I feel like a traveler now, taking all these different methods of transportation. But yeah, it's a great. It was a great experience. So if it's something that you're looking at doing in your lifetime, I highly recommend it. It's a great tennis center out there.
Ooh, open frame.
For
New. And she was really going to lose this match anyways, it looks like.
Yeah, she's losing some pins though. I mean, she could have. Let me see. Is she ahead of Shannon?
Yeah, she's in 8th place. and New was undefeated today.
So she'll lose this one. Try to get out of here. Maybe with shooting 2-teen if she can get a double here.
2 frames left. Holzenberg up by 7 on Trisha Reed.
Leanne got a double there. New with the Swisher 7. See if Trisha can get a double here.
Shannon O'Keefe only 178. Stephanie Johnson going to be at 246 again.
Oh, wow.
So Stephanie made up a lot of ground on Shannon that game
She
alone.
did.
100 pins basically.
Definitely.
Because they were bowling each other.
Trisha actually just got a double here. 9th frame.
Liz Johnson had 221. Just kind of quickly
Browsing.
looking through the scores and make sure nobody's shooting 300 at us. Here,
I
so
was
we
looking around. From what I could see, nothing to the right of us. Scores don't look too friendly to the right of the live stream pairs.
All right, Leanne now down by 3. Strike here, she goes back up by 7 going into the 10th. Looks pretty good.
It does. Oh.
Ah.
Oh.
Tapped that 9-pin twice, but
Couple
didn't
times,
get it to go.
yeah. Might be glued down.
Looked like it, didn't it?
It did.
Gave it a couple of nudges, but
Just
it
wouldn't
stays
go.
up. And
Just would not go.
she is down by 4. 204 for New Hui Finn, and Shannon Plahowski can strike out for 269.
Let's see if. Oh. 6-pin.
So Shannon O'Keefe was ahead of Stephanie Johnson by 380 pins. So she just whacked the 100
now
off
it's
that.
about 280.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast
That's
you can
one game.
whack off those pins.
I'm sure Stephanie is wishing she can knock off 100 pins a game.
Yeah.
But I don't foresee Shannon shooting 170 every game.
No, you wouldn't expect that.
No, definitely. Flat 10 for Leanne.
Yeah, and she's gonna need some help to win this game.
She need a little bit of help from Trisha. Shannon covers up the 6-pin. Great game for her still.
I'm gonna imagine there are a lot of very sore bodies and sore hands
Yes.
and brains that are kind of tapped out at this point.
Yeah, I
at this
haven't
point of the week.
seen. I'm sure there's some steam coming out of some of these ladies' heads, but
Sometimes at the end of the qualifying squads, it looked like a zombie march out of here.
Yeah,
Everybody
there
was
was
just fried.
I saw a lot of people just still sitting on the lanes, not even packing up their stuff because they didn't even know what to do yet. They were just glad it was over for that block.
247 for Pluhowski. She'll go plus 77 that game. Almost double her plus total. She was plus 89 before that game.
Yes, definitely.
Holzenberg, 188. Trisha can strike out for 213. So just a mark on the 10th with good count.
Give her the win.
Sometimes easier said than done on this pattern.
Correct. Yes. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people just need to keep it close and it just gets away from them. I was surprised to see the girls from Singapore didn't try to make it to Detroit as well, with it being right after.
Yeah, you never know what they have going on.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I know it's not a close trip.
Well, that's an easy mark right there.
Yep, Trisha Reed's
Best kind of
gonna
mark
win
you
that
can get.
game. That's right. That's the easiest one and the best one.
Takes all the pressure off. You can throw the strike right there. Now she has won the game for sure and can just try to add on to her total.
That's correct, yeah.
Just like that, we're going to be at the halfway point of the block.
Just like that.
Goes pretty quick sometimes.
It does. Definitely with just 2 on the pair.
Yeah, much better than the 5 on a pair qualifying rounds we had this year on a lot of the PWBA
yeah,
stuff.
I would say last week's pace was not so fast.
No.
Even with 4 on a pair because of how
Exactly.
tough the shot was.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
I mean, even when you get a tough shot and you have 4, it goes slow. Or if you have 5 and you're not striking, it's...
If we would have had 5 on a pair last week, it would have been really slow.
We would have been there all night.
Yeah, it would have been really slow. With as many balls as were going down the lane, it seemed like 2 balls each frame for everybody last week.
Definitely.
So Trisha closing it out. She misses it, but only loses a pin.
Yeah.
201, 188. Trisha Reed defeats Leanne Holsenberg. And game 5 coming right up.
Looks like we're going to have the lefties still on our feature pairs.
Yeah, they're just going to flip pairs.
Flip-flop.
Yeah, Trisha Reed against Liz Johnson and Daphne Tan against Shannon Plahowski. Boy, and that 733 for Liz Johnson just looks intimidating on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
When you look at everybody else's score on these pairs.
Is there total reflecting their bonus pins?
Yeah, I think that they have to update it each game. I'm not sure,
game.
though. But regardless,
Yeah, I mean, ooh.
that's a lot.
Looking the 3 other players on the 2 pairs, that 733 is large. It's a lot of pins.
Four games to go this evening in our first round of match play at the Bowlmor AMF U.S. Women's Open here at Brunswick Zone Carolier in North Brunswick, New Jersey. Lucas Wiseman along with Brianna Caldwell.
Oh. Daphne getting us started here.
This is game number 37.
37. If you say 5, it doesn't sound so many.
No,
like
yeah.
so many.
It's a 37. Game 37 this week.
Game 37.
And we have 56 total games to determine our stepladder finals. It's really a format where it favors the best players, the players
yes,
who
it does. I mean,
bowl the
you think about it all year. They've been more of like sprints, even with 12, still 12 games, but shorter format. So this one definitely favors the players who like the marathon format.
And Liz Johnson is one of those players.
And she is. Oh, that was a pretty nasty rep 10 there. Shannon, good shot. We actually have Stephanie to the left of us here.
Yeah. The good thing about having 24 players in the round robin is we're going to see everybody a couple of, four times.
Yep.
Stephanie just missed a 2-pin, by the way.
Yeah.
Guessing she hasn't done that a whole lot today, given how
Probably
well
not.
she scored.
Yeah, I think that was just an oops.
Yeah.
I guess those happen.
Plahowski,
Oh.
not this
Flat
time. It's interesting to watch how the different players are attacking the lanes in their different ways. Liz Johnson as you would expect, playing way right.
Yeah, seemed like she's got a game plan. She's kind of sticking with it.
That one was right up about 6 or so.
Yeah,
And
it's a great shot. I mean, she's
really just kind of pointing it up, not going left or right at all.
No, not getting it right. She's
just
keeping it in front of her and making it look a lot easier than it really is. I will say that.
Really not trying to do a whole lot with this pattern and just play them kind of straight, which is what
Keep
Liz
it
is
simple.
really good at. If Liz gets the right ball in her hand, and she can repeat shots with the best of them, and
she's dangerous.
hard to beat.
She's very dangerous. Trisha crossing over.
She gets the double, up by 10.
Misses that one.
Got lucky to get the 7 out, though.
Yeah, very
rid of that
fortunate for
washout.
that.
Take a few minutes extra after each game to get the standings a little bit longer than normal on the PWBA tour because there's an extra 8 players, so a few more games to collect.
Yeah, but they usually are
Usually
really
it's pretty
good.
quick.
Oh yeah, they're very good about getting the scores out.
Our statistician extraordinaire, Kathy Wadka, has done a great job this season.
She's been stellar. Big help on tour.
Did you know that Kathy was the first player to ever win a professional women's title, a women's championships title, and an FIQ medal?
Wow,
She was the first woman to accomplish that, to win all 3 of those.
that's impressive.
Yeah, it's a
Good
very
Kathy. That's
very cool,
Yeah, that's an awesome
stat.
fact. Yeah, definitely.
You can see Shannon O'Keefe
Did
pick
it.
up that split off to the
That
right.
was a nice spare. Liz with the double here.
Liz packs them all back for the strike, and she takes a 3-pin lead.
I don't know if she kind of jumped off that one. I don't know if her knee's still bothering her. I know the queen, she was making some sound effects.
Yeah, I remember that. She was grunting
Yes.
like a tennis player.
She said she didn't even realize it.
Yeah. Talked to her afterwards, and she didn't have any idea what was happening. Looks like she's still in the crux.
Yeah. That looks good.
Ooh, almost a blowout, 7-10.
Yep.
"36 games. We have the standings updated. Liz Johnson plus 763, Shannon O'Keefe plus 689, Danielle McEwen plus 468, and Stephanie Johnson plus 407, and Jazriel Tan at plus 406 are your top 5 currently. And just to show you how much separation there is, 6th place is Linda Barnes, about 100 back of 5th,
And then,
and then Lindsay Boomershine 200 back.
200 back.
So that's,
And then it drops another 20 and
yeah, there's a lot of players that are starting to get really far behind.
yeah.
In a
and
hurry.
Yeah, unfortunately that's not the direction I'm sure they wanted to go, but maybe they can try to get some back.
Pluhowski fell off that shot
Yeah.
and leaves the
At least there's
1-3.
no wash. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like I don't know if she slipped a little bit or something. She's messing with her shoe.
I don't know. She
Hit her ankle,
plants
who
though,
knows? Yeah.
so maybe balance, I would assume. Spare for Trisha.
It looks like Rick Barbera from Brunswick, he's going around each game and updating the plus minus to add in the bonus pins for the players. To reflect their score. So Liz's score actually goes to plus 763 on the scoreboard. Even better. That's what she
Just
is on the
like
standing
that, she
sheet.
gets 30 pins.
Yeah, exactly. Liz now is 455 pins above 6th.
Yeah, she's got to feel pretty relaxed right now.
Yeah, if you're in the show by 500 pins at the end of today, you're going to sleep pretty well tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
In fact, I'm going to guess that everybody this week
will
who
sleep
bowled
pretty well.
is sleeping pretty well because it's a lot of work out there.
It is. It's, you know.
It has to be exhausting, right, Anna, at the end of the day?
It is, yeah. Especially, I mean, at least with, this tournament, it was 8 games a day. But I will say on the regular tour stops, when you would bowl to 12 and then the 16, right after, there wasn't much sleep in between.
Yeah.
So I think all of us are going to get a lot of sleep when this is all over. And I don't mean a lot. I mean like a normal 8 hours.
Right, yeah. It's going to feel good.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but it's not like bowling 8 games on this is not like bowling 8 games in a house shot sweeper. Because
No.
it's much more intense and
more
you've got to use
demanding.
much more brain power and it's much more difficult
Oh, yeah.
in every regard.
Yes, it's very demanding on you.
It's got to be pretty draining mentally and physically.
Oh, yes. And I think more mentally than anything.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thank you to Matt Canizaro, who's doing a great job this week.
Just refilling the beverages. Just kidding. No, Matt does a great job.
Matt writing the stories for bowl.com, pwba.com this week, and more importantly, doing the TV notes this week for our TV commentators, which is going to be Dave Ryan, and it's supposed to be Kelly Kulick if she makes the show. I can't remember who's next. I think Carolyn Dornbauer
Probably Carolyn.
is next on the list.
So either way, we'll have some great people commentating for the show.
Yeah, the show is on Sunday at 1 o'clock.
CBS Sports Network, correct?
Yep, CBS Sports Network, and I would highly advise that if you're setting your DVR that you set it
to run
for an
over.
extra half an hour or so.
To run
because
over.
It's a 5-player stepladder and a 90-minute show, so it's
Yeah,
going to be tight. I have a
I
feeling
don't
they're
think
going
it's going to be on time.
No, I have a feeling they're going to bowl through the commercials is what normally happens to try to
Speed it up.
keep it on time.
Yeah.
They pause the players briefly and cut the commercial and come back.
Yeah, to make it look like they're
2
not
frames
bowling.
later. Yeah.
So Lucas, I have to ask, when are you getting married now?
I'm getting married in about 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Something like that, yeah. Middle of October.
So like right before me.
Yeah, October 18th is the date.
That's awesome. Congratulations to
Thank you very much.
I wasn't sure if you said a date yet, so
Yes.
that's awesome.
Yeah, we did. We got engaged in March and
Just
getting
get it
married in
done,
October.
right?
Just
Get it done.
just getting it done.
That's awesome.
Why wait?
That's right.
So it'll be a stressful couple of weeks for both of
For
us.
both of us, yeah. Then we'll get to relax maybe for a couple and then.
Yeah. Have a nice honeymoon and relax. And
Yeah.
all right, Trisha Reed trying to slay the giant here. Taking
Trying.
on Liz Johnson.
She's trying.
She's up by 5.
Oh, that one looked.
Got a hook.
Ooh. I'd say that one looked a little left.
That didn't quite get back up.
Nope,
flush in
fortunately
the
sleeve
pocket.
10 pin. Daphne looking for a double. Daphne looking to cut into Shannon's lead here a little bit if she can throw another one.
Yeah, down by 12. Cut it to 2.
Great shot.
Daphne, another one of our Singapore bowlers. She is
It's
currently
15th.
15th place, tied
1
with
and
Jen
3.
Higgins.
Yeah.
Liz Johnson down by 4, 7th frame. A very direct
Yep. Great
approach.
shot. Very direct. Keeping it very controlled. Oh. Is she gonna? Oh, didn't hit it.
Yeah, messenger
Thought she
came
was gonna
across in front.
messenger it.
Shannon's still up by 1. 3 frames to go. Liz can take the lead with a strike for a double here in the 8th. Looks pretty good.
Yep.
Light hit
Makes
seems to
it-
carry pretty good.
Yep.
And if you give Liz that look, she's hard to beat.
Oh, she's very tough to beat. If you give her any look that she can just get comfortable with, she's pretty tough. Oh, Shannon didn't like that.
Ooh, that was almost an ugly split.
Yeah, very fortunate to get 9 on that shot. That's a good 9.
But Liz is kind of playing her A game right now, and if she has a chance to play her
Definitely.
A game, she's
She's gonna take full advantage
yeah,
of it.
it's hard to slow her down. And Stephanie looks like she's kind of doing something pretty similar. She's off to her left. She just pulled a shot, but she's trying to play him pretty straight as well, and it's worked out pretty well for her as well.
Yeah.
And when I saw Danielle McEwen earlier today, I haven't seen her yet, she was playing up the gutter as well.
She was, and she actually didn't start there.
No, she didn't?
She did
I haven't
not.
seen her.
When I saw her this morning, I was here for the 4th round of qualifying, and she started in, and then I think she saw what Liz was doing.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant on this squad.
No,
she
this
started in.
squad, I haven't seen her, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
so I don't know if she's still trying to attack him the same way that Liz was, or if she's moved away from it.
Well,
So
Danielle is minus 24 in scratch standpoint and 1 and 3 in her matches
Yeah, I
today.
don't
She's
even-
off to our left.
she's got to be
down.
further down there, because I haven't even seen her down this way yet. So
Yeah, she's got
maybe she'll head down here.
122 in the 6th against Rocio Restrepo. Open frame for Trisha really gives Liz the
Yeah.
bigger advantage.
Yeah, Liz, I think, is going to kind of pull away from her now. And Daphne up here with the crossover, Brooklyn. I will say, if you got lucky with missing left and going Brooklyn this week, you were doing pretty well. So you didn't get many of those.
Couple of frames to go here in Game 5. We'll have 3 more games left tonight here at the Bowlmor AMF U.S. Women's Open at Brunswick Zone Carolier in North Brunswick, New Jersey.
Much better shot from Trisha. Not sure if that puts any pressure on Liz, but
Yeah, I wouldn't
I wouldn't
imagine.
think so.
Liz has been pretty dialed in.
Yeah, maybe for her, for Trisha's sake, it puts her in a better mindset. Daphne's starting to pull away a little. Trying.
Yeah, Daphne can shoot 245. Shannon can shoot 225.
So,
That ball right up 5 for Liz.
yeah, it looked a little further right than the last shot, but
Yeah.
carries the 10.
Gets the messenger. Yeah, she's tried to be a little bit left of where that went at the arrows.
Yeah,
She's trying
that
to be
one
like
was
6,
definitely a little further right,
Yeah,
but
that
she got away with it.
7. She got the messenger to come across for the strike. So she definitely has a little bit of area,
She does, yeah.
at least on this pair.
And that's not easy to come by on this. See if Shannon can put some pressure here on Daphne too. Stepping up in the 10th here soon.
Liz can punch out for 249.
That one looks a little right as well.
Yeah, a little right, a little firm.
Yep, 2-pin. She'll take 2-pin.
But listen, if you're 2-pinning on bad shots, you're in good shape.
Oh goodness, yes.
So I don't think she's going to complain.
No, I don't think so either. Oh, Shannon is not happy with that.
Liz is still going to be 228 with the spare and a strike on the fill.
Yep. And should be over 800. Over.
Yeah, it's crazy. Especially on this pattern. Just continue to see more separation between Liz and the rest of the field because Shannon O'Keefe's not bowling that well this game.
Well, no. I mean, Kelly's on that pair too, and they're both seeming to struggle a little bit. If Stephanie can put together a double in the 10th and win, she can make up some more ground.
Daphne with a 10-pin. And we will actually see if I think I have a camera on that pair where Stephanie's at so we can show it to you.
Perfect. 227 for Liz.
Yep, there's Stephanie.
There she is.
And Stephanie needs a double in the 10th to win. Sandra Gongora at 214. Stephanie can strike out in the 10th for 223.
She waved it off a little. Ooh, great shot. She's been making shots like that all summer. Perfect shots.
That's why she's the points leader.
That is why.
By a lot, too.
Yes.
By about 10,000 points.
Yes, she's phenomenal bowling.
Flip it back over to our main screen here. Tricia with a strike for a shot at the 10th. She can still shoot 219.
So get some pins here. Try to get closer, I guess, to the plus side.
Yeah, she's 457 pins off the show
Yeah.
right now. And all right, let's go back over to Stephanie.
She's up right now.
Now I'm glad I set that camera up to point that direction,
perfect.
just in case something like this happened.
You never know.
All right, Stephanie Johnson has to strike through the face.
Pulled it.
4-6-7, and she's going to lose this game. It's going to be her first loss of the day.
With the way she started, that's a pretty good finish.
Yeah, she had a couple of opens early.
Early. Put together a 4-bagger there to get to 200. So
Daphne Tan 224 to 193 over Shannon Pluhowski.
Tricia's going to be in the 2-0s. Well, Steph's actually still going to gain some pins on Shannon, even with the loss.
Yeah, it was 214, 209. Gongora defeated Johnson. And O'Keefe losing to Kelly Kulik and can only shoot 194. 227 to 206. Liz Johnson defeats Tricia Reed and moves to plus 820.
820.
820 over.
820. Game 5 of match play, and she's plus 820.
Well, we'll get started here in just a minute with Game 6, so stand by. Live at the Bowlmor AMF U.S. Women's Open here on Bowl TV on Extra Frame. All right, game 6 getting started. Stephanie Johnson against Rocio Restrepo. And we're still waiting for the other
pair to get over here.
our other bowlers to make it over. There's still some matches that are finishing up. Game 5. They're bowling a little bit slower than normal, but I think the tough pattern plus more bowlers, more lanes to cover, slows things down just a little bit more than our normal
pace of play. Yeah, definitely.
It also means it'll be a few minutes before we get the updated standings. Looks like everybody just threw the last shots.
Yeah.
Yep. So once they get the scores called in, they'll get us some updated standings as Restrepo misses the double wood for the open frame in the first.
Stephanie Johnson now at +4, 16. She gained a couple pins there, 9.
Yep, just a few with the loss.
Their feature pair is Shannon O'Keefe and Shayna, how do you say it? Ung.
And Shannon not going to be real happy after shooting 150 or so off to our right.
Stephanie starts out here with a split. Not sure if they're getting easier.
No, and I mean you kind of would expect that, right?
Yeah,
they're going to get tough.
Yeah, they're looking a little unfriendly out there.
It's a lot of games. I mean, you had 8 games in round 4 qualifying with 3 on a pair, so it was a little bit of a lot of play, and then you come out here to bowl match play, which is another 8 games. Stephanie giving this a run. Yep.
Great spare.
Sure seems like you pros make that pretty often.
Yeah, but when we do make it, it feels really good. That was a good start there for Shannon.
She looked pretty dejected after that last game. She's not happy. You can see
she is not.
Got that angry Shannon face on right now.
She's definitely got that game face going. Get some pins back.
Yeah, Liz, what did we say, +820, and Shannon now at 646. So
yeah, she's almost. Yeah,
Liz is starting
she
to pull
doesn't want to
away.
go that way. Stephanie, wash out. I don't know if she's missing or she doesn't have that same look. She walked back shaking her head on that one.
You would think that she would have just watched Liz Johnson shoot 220 on this pair and have a pretty good idea. Although I'm not sure when you're bowling match play like this how much you look ahead, how much you can afford to.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially since Stephanie was in such a close match last time. She was probably pretty focused on that.
Let's see if she can make this one.
Nope. Looks like she's heading off to the bag.
Off to find
off to a
something
bowling
else.
bag, it looks like.
She's going to ball change.
You can usually tell.
She was pretty determined to get off that approach to find something new. Let's see if Rocio can bounce back after her open. Great shot there.
Got to do our live stream extra frame selfie here and post it. Matt giving the thumbs up in the background.
Photo bomb.
Post that on Twitter.
Rocio the double after that open. Let's see what Steph went to here. Looks like I think she switched into a game breaker.
It's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's game breaker too. Let's see if she's moving here.
You can tell by just where she's standing that she's playing pretty far to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what this ball does. Remember, Liz Johnson was crossing over the arrows about 6, and Stephanie pretty close to
Yeah,
that.
about 70. Yeah, that was a great shot.
Yep. Stephanie maybe not quite as close with her angles as Liz was, but
definitely not.
still a pretty similar part of the lane.
Yes, just keep it in front of her, not really getting a whole lot left to right. So, see if she can get that same read on the left lane.
And if you want to see the selfie of me and Brianna Caldwell, go to my Twitter at Lucas_Wiseman and check it out.
Yes.
Actually, I don't think I follow you on Twitter, so I'm going to follow you right now.
We're not Twitter friends.
There
so.
we are. Now we are.
Great shot there by Stephanie. Looks like that ball change is working out.
All right, updated standings coming in. Liz Johnson plus 820. Shannon O'Keefe plus 646. Danielle McEwen plus 465. Jazriel Tan at plus 438. And Stephanie Johnson at plus 416. So that's your top 5.
Jazzy and Stephanie just did the flip-flop there.
And Linda Barnes at plus 350, 66
Six
back.
up.
And then New Hui Fin at 186 back.
Then it goes into the 200s.
Yeah, it's as big of a gap as we've seen all season long at this point of match play, but there's also a lot more games.
Yeah,
so
it's so hard to predict with all the games left, but I will say Liz
is now
oh boy, almost
470, almost closing in on
500,
above 6th. That's pretty sizable.
I don't foresee her.
And she's got the front 5 this game. So it's like it never ends. The Liz machine keeps on going.
She's a robot.
I mean, when you look at this match play, you really look at about 150 pins as being a really realistic goal to overcome when you're outside of the number. And you can say, conversely, being ahead of the number as well by more than 150. And so to be ahead of the number by almost 500 is incredible.
It's impressive. I mean, she is definitely making a statement, and now she has the front 6.
And she's averaging 218.92, which is almost 4 pins a game better than Shannon O'Keefe, who's in 2nd place, and 7 pins a game better than Danielle McEwen, who's in 3rd.
And I'm just guessing that her average has actually gone up.
Yeah,
the more games we've had.
Yeah, she's plus 97 for the 5 games today, so she's right above her average in this block. So she is bowling above her average, and in fact, her average went up pretty significantly today alone.
Yeah, just after that round 4.
Because she really lit them up in that 4th round today.
She definitely did.
I got a whole bunch of favorites on the tweet of us.
Look
I
at
like
us
that.
go.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for favoriting the tweet.
Favoring us, yes.
Thanks for tuning in. It always makes me feel like people are actually watching.
Listening to us.
Actually listening.
Thanks for listening and watching.
Shayna Ung takes a 10-pin lead on Shannon O'Keefe. And we saw Stephanie Johnson make the ball change a couple of frames ago. It's paid off nicely. Let's see if it continues. It's a little left.
But it holds perfectly. Great shot there by Steph.
Now she's getting excited.
She is. She's fist pumping.
3 in a row. Well, you get the right ball in your hand, gives you a board or 2 of area.
A little bit. Yeah.
If you can find that ball that's going to give you 1 or 2 extra boards of area, that's a real bonus.
Magic ball.
Liz Johnson front 6 now. She is on 29 and 30 if you want to follow her on the live scoring. And the live scoring available at pwba.com/live. She's bowling Amanda Green, who has not done so well.
Not bowling so well. So.
Amanda didn't have very much confidence coming into this round when I talked to her because
No.
she knew it was on the burn and she was not really looking forward to that. Steph asking for a little help on that one.
Yeah.
She got that right.
Me. Oh, did Liz? Did she messenger maybe?
She must have because the crowd was
There's some
cheering.
excitement going on down there.
It scored at a 9 for Liz, but it looks
there's
like it's a
nothing up there.
strike. Yeah, it was a strike. So she's got the front 7 now.
Yep.
Stephanie with the 2-8-10. One of the most difficult spares to make, or
It is
splits to
not
make.
easy.
And it's not an easy one to make.
It's not easy. I've seen it a few times. Let's see if she can give it. No.
I've actually made it twice, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Two different ways.
Two different ways. I
Yeah.
think I've made it once
Yeah.
in my life, and it's tough.
Sometimes you can make it by hitting it straight on and getting a
Uh-huh.
pin to spin back.
You
I've
gotta
done it.
get some help.
Yep, I've done it that way once. And then the other way is hit the left side of the 2-pin into the wall,
And
hit the
then
10,
come
and
back.
then
Yep.
back over to the 8.
I think I've seen that way more than actually
Yeah.
hitting it dead on.
Either way, you got to get really lucky.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Looks like Liz stepped up and left a 10-pin in the 8th, so
Yeah.
her string is
comes
over.
to an end. Actually have Danielle just next to her.
Yeah.
Putting on a little show as well.
just looking at that, she's turned it up a notch. Strike
does.
spare 5-bagger from McEwen.
Rocio rebounds after the open frame. Shannon
Wow,
keeping it clean.
10 favorites on that tweet. I'm going to have to tweet
I don't think
selfies
I've
with
had,
you more often.
I don't think I've had 10 favorites on any of my tweets.
I don't think are you on Twitter very much? You post very often?
Not as much as Facebook.
See, I'm going to Twitter stalk you.
Okay.
Yeah, you haven't tweeted in 5 days, and when you did, you tweeted to Tina Williams about her FedEx problem.
Yeah, yeah, poor Tina. Hi, Tina, if you're listening. Back home.
Well, maybe you'll pick up some more followers. All right, Rocio with the double.
After that open.
So she is up on Stephanie by 13.
Whoa.
I have a feeling Matt Cannizzaro is going to be writing about Liz Johnson today. The way things are going.
I think he's already started.
He's probably already got already has the story halfway done and the picture
the
cropped and
headline
ready to
ready?
go. Because with just over 2 games left, Liz Johnson is dominating right now.
Yeah, I don't see that headline changing much. That looks like a better shot there from Stephanie. Yeah.
See, I wanted to look up what Liz shot today. 1857 for the 8 games this morning.
250 over.
Yeah.
And I think she had a 190 in there.
Nice.
I think.
And then she's at 1097 for how many games in this round? 5 games.
5,
So
yeah.
divide that by 13. She's averaging 227.2 today.
Yes, that's.
So her
very
average has
impressive.
definitely gone up a
Gone
lot
up.
because it's at 218.9. So
Yeah.
she's been really impressive throughout the day today.
Yes, she has.
Stephanie looking for a double.
Oh, pull.
That's in.
Yeah.
Big 4. Kind of the opposite of what she did last time on that lane.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but it's kind of what you do after you throw one out. Try to help it.
Overcompensate a little
Definitely.
bit. Pay the price.
So she's kind of struggling this game, so take the 2 and see what she can do from there. Shayna up in the 6th frame. Good shot for her. Maintains the lead over Shannon.
We certainly would appreciate it if you would like the PWBA Tour on Facebook at facebook.com/PWBA Tour. You can show your support for the greatest female bowlers in the world by liking our Facebook page and also following us on Twitter
Yes.
at PWBA Tour. Also on Instagram at instagram.com/PWBA Tour.
Just follow us.
Yeah, follow everywhere.
Just follow us.
And tell your friends to follow as well. We would appreciate it.
Yes, definitely.
It's our first season wrapping up. Just trying to grow our audience and get more people exposed and understanding that PWBA Tour is back. So help us out by liking and following and sharing
That's
everything.
right. Don't forget us.
That's right. We'll be back in next summer. We don't know the exact dates yet.
No.
We know the Queens is going to
It's
be in
in
May,
May.
so we sure we'll be back for that. Whether or not the tour starts before or after that is
Well,
to
it's
be
kind
determined.
of unknown, but
But
just
we'll
remember
definitely-
Queens in May for sure.
That's right. We'll be back for sure in May.
Queens always a very exciting format as well.
And there's some occasional regionals, I think, planned.
Yep, some women regional events that
Yep.
they had just like this last year. So
So Stephanie Johnson's going to bowl under 200 this game.
yeah, Rocio with the turkey there.
So hard to maintain the momentum when you're bowling well. I mean, Stephanie was 1177 for the first 5.
Yeah,
Man, that's a lot.
that is a lot.
It's
and
almost 177 over for 5 games, and just hard to keep up that pace sometimes.
yeah, and it's pair to pair is tough. So she might be seeing a little bit of that right now. Not so sure if she's gonna come out on top this game, but if she can get away with 195 with 3 opens, I think she'll be happy with that.
She does have to finish on that left lane that she's struggled on
She
the last
does.
couple of frames.
Liz is going to be in the 250s for sure.
Yeah, she can get to 268.
So that could be a potential almost another 100 pins. That one looked left as well.
So Stephanie looking a little bit confused here.
Yeah.
She had that ball change that looked pretty good and just has really not executed
No,
as well.
her execution on after that double has not been the same. Or that turkey, I'm sorry, has not been the same. So
I hate to call people out for poor execution, but sometimes
No,
that's the cause of
I-
the problem.
I don't think she'll disagree with
Yeah.
us. So
It's always easy to call it from the peanut gallery back here.
correct. Easier
Yep.
easier said than done.
So Steph trying to make her spare.
Two.
It's trouble. Chops it right off of that 6 pin for an open frame. 144 in the 9th for Stephanie as her scoring pace has slowed down considerably here. Liz Johnson, get this 258 to go plus 88 this game to get the plus 908. 908
Just like,
over.
what did she start this
Man.
block? Do we know?
She was at plus 603. So she's 5-1, 150 pins in bonus pins alone.
Yeah.
So that's nice. And then she's
And she's bowling well on top of that.
155 over for the block scratch total.
Wow. Impressive. Shannon crossed over on that shot, but she's still maintaining the lead over Shannon.
Yeah, and really the lead for Liz is just going to continue to grow
Continue to grow.
with Shannon
With
losing and not
not
bowling
really
a huge
bowling
game.
well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
I mean, she hasn't even really shot 200 or anything over that to kind of get some pins. So I foresee her making some changes tomorrow for the Burn squad.
let's say that O'Keefe shoots 200 this game and loses, so she stays at 646. Let's just hypothetically. And Liz Johnson at plus 908 would start to have a huge lead on second.
That's, yeah. I mean, Liz is pulling away not only from, 5 and 6, but even second.
Yeah.
She's pulling a different tournament.
Yeah, it feels like it, doesn't it? She is the defending champion.
She
won
is.
this event in
With
Columbus
the
2 years
hiatus
ago.
last year, she is definitely defending, and she's doing a fine job at it.
Oh, I had somebody who tweeted back at us. Dan Aaron West says we're looking very cool.
Oh, look at
Well,
that.
thank you very much.
Thank you. I will say it is cold in here.
It is cool.
So Stephanie finishes 163. sure she's disappointed about that game, but like I said, she will move on.
Yeah, there's a lot of games
A
left.
lot of games. So I think that was the right ball. Like I said, execution next game I'm sure will be better for her. So Rocio can punch out here in the 10th for 240.
Yep. Well, it certainly feels like we've got a 5-player step ladder this week, but only 4 players going for the step ladder because
Exactly.
you can pretty much pencil Liz in at this point.
Yeah, I mean Liz is in.
Yeah, you would have to think so. We'll see what the number is after this game, but it's only going to keep going up.
Yeah, she's not going to let up. Even on her not so good games, Liz still not going to.
I don't know what the look was like for Liz on Fresh this week, because that's what will be on tomorrow morning. Let's see what squad Liz was on. Liz was on B squad, so that means she would have bowled round 2 on the Fresh, and she shot 1707.
Still not horrible.
100 over, yeah, not bad.
So, but I mean, she bowled on Fresh this morning and she went 250 over.
That's right. Yep, that's true.
So I want to say her look on Fresh is not bad.
Yeah, she's 350 over on the Fresh of her 908.
Yep. Rocio's going to be in the 230s. Is that correct? If I can see that right?
Yep. So we will have Fresh tomorrow morning for round 2 of match play, and round 3 in the afternoon or evening, I guess, will be on the Burn. There's no Royal again tomorrow.
Good game by Rocio.
Yeah, 231. Rocio down in 22nd place, so she's kind of
out,
yeah,
but
minus
still
34.
a good game. I mean, gained 60 pins that with the bonus.
I'm sure she'll just keep trying to chip away at it.
That's right. She definitely does not give up. She's a fighter.
Yeah, that 61 over that game pushes her into plus territory.
It's the right direction to go.
Rocio was 450 off the show going into this game.
450.
Well, looks like Linda Barnes might have a chance to pull out a win against Trisha Reed on
Oh, yeah. I
our
saw Trisha
bonus
get the first
pair.
one.
We'll see.
Bonus coverage.
Have to flip over to that in a minute here.
Oh, yeah. It looks like she's going to need a double and 8.
So we'll flip over to that in just a second, since Shayna Ung looks like she might be on her way to the win here. She needs a mark.
Oh,
Needs the 4 pin. So let's go over to Linda Barnes for a little bonus coverage in this game. Linda needs a double and 8 to beat Trisha Reed. Trisha with 185.
Oh, creeping high.
Right through the face, leaves a 6 pin, and Linda Barnes going to lose this game.
Shannon needs a spare and 9 to shut out Shannon.
Yep, she has to do a little work here. She had a big lead early, but has slowed down a little bit in the last few frames.
Spare. Kelly shot a nice 235 down there.
Yeah, Kelly's gonna have to do a lot of work to
235s.
Yeah, to get there. It's gonna push her up to plus 215.
Yep.
She's right. I mean, she's right in the mix going into the last couple of games tonight and tomorrow. Still a lot of games left. 18 games to go after this one.
And Shayna will win this game.
Yep, 214.
Good full shot.
Shuts out O'Keefe by a couple of pins.
Looks like we have Linda on the feature pair next with Sandra.
Shannon makes her spare. She'll be at 192 this game. Gonna lose a few more pins off her total and drop back to plus 638.
Looks like she tried to fill shot further right. 192 clean. I know she's not happy with it, but it's a better game than her last one.
All right, so Linda Barnes against Sandra Gongora coming up on 35 and 36. 37 and 38 to be determined.
To be determined, yeah. Looks like everybody's done, so I think they just got to move around and we'll see who it is.
Yep, scoreboards are starting to pop up. It won't pop up until they push the space bar on that pair.
Looks like Christina Wendell and...
Don't know yet.
Wasn't sure if Anita was going to stop.
Yeah, I don't know. She's looking around like she's confused. Yep.
I think it is.
It's coming back.
I mean, it is kind of from experience with the banners.
Yeah, it is hard to tell.
You're like, what lane am I on?
Yeah, but the lane numbers are on the monitors, which is nice underneath.
So.
And it also tells you up there what game it is. It says 7 of 8 in the bottom corner,
so
which is
2
nice.
games left.
Liz Johnson, by the way, front 3 to start this game. On 31 and 32. If you'd like to follow her.
Against Rocio. Sandra started us off here at the strike. It's Linda. For a second match. There it goes.
I think you picked up some followers, Brianna. You're up to 335
Oh.
on Twitter. So congratulations.
Thanks for following me.
If you're
I'll
just,
tweet more, I promise.
that's right. The more followers you have, the more obligation you have to tweet. If you're just joining us, I'm Lucas Wiseman along with Brianna Caldwell. And we are live at the Bowlmor AMF U.S. Women's Open. Our
Game 7.
first round of match play. Yep, game 7, 2 more games to go. Linda Barnes against Sandra Gongora and Anita Arnett against Christina Wendell.
Yep. Oh, messenger for the
what was
early
that?
double. Those are so awesome.
Pin came out of nowhere. Yeah, Sandy can throw some pins
She
around.
can. I crossed with her in Minnesota, and I saw a lot of those from her. Let's see, Anita will get us started here on the second match, the feature pair. Creeps high.
Linda Barnes has the highest score among the bowlers on our pair at plus 324. Whoa.
Oh, that looks like an oops.
Yeah, that's one of those ones you go, whoa.
Oh, easy spare.
That one just got away from Linda a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Got
Little too
probably got a
loose.
little quick.
A
And
little
then,
too
yeah,
loose of an arm swing.
almost chucked it right in the channel.
Yeah.
And Anita chops that spare.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah. It's Linda, I can't speak, screws it up here.
Lena Barnes with a couple of spares to start. And looking at another spare attempt coming up.
We talked about that earlier. Missed right and then missed left.
Should have an update pretty soon on the standings. Everybody else is done.
Yeah, Christina Wendell taking advantage of Anita's open.
Liz Johnson bowls so fast. They're already in the 5th frame.
They are, yeah.
They fastest pair. And she's bowling with Rocio, who's not the quickest.
Not the fastest. But, I mean, if you're able to start right away, it helps. You know, just get it done.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to bowl slowly intentionally here. They all probably are ready to hit the pillow pretty soon.
That's right. What time is tomorrow's squad again?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
So we start, yep.
10 and 6 again?
10 and 6.
10 and 6.
So have a nice long break tomorrow afternoon. Be probably about a 4-hour break for the players to get some rest. I'm sure that they will appreciate it.
Maybe take a nap.
Yeah, really could go back to the hotel and take a nap, right?
Yeah. Get a good lunch or,
It's nicer than just going straight into the round, 45 minutes after the end.
Yes.
You actually have some time to breathe, some time to think.
You can get out of the bowling center.
Or even maybe some time to drill a bowling ball if you have to.
Yes.
Although by this point, I would think that most of them know the look that they have. But you never know.
You never know. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm sure somebody will drill a ball.
Yeah. Yeah, we have the ball reps here, and we have the truck in the parking lot with the drill press on it, so they can drill bowling balls.
Which has been super, super helpful this summer. So props to them for all their hard work, as they've been amazing all summer. Those guys in the truck have been working hard for us, so I'm very thankful to have them with us.
Had a tweet come in from Elaine, who was watching from New Zealand. Well, thank you very much for watching in New Zealand.
Yes, definitely.
Appreciate you tuning in. I don't know that we have very many Kiwis who watch. Bowling fans all over the world love Extra Frame, that's for sure.
That's
and
awesome.
Bowl TV.
It's definitely, it's so awesome that, you can be anywhere in the world and watch.
Let's see if we have an update yet. Not yet.
Nope,
Should be
it'll
coming
come
soon.
It'll be after 38, correct?
Yep. We'll have a total of 40 games in after we get finished today. And 16 more tomorrow to polish off those 56 game totals. It's not too often we have tournaments that are this long anymore in the sport of bowling.
No, they're definitely shorter. Even on the men's side, they're short. We were talking about it this summer, a couple of ladies, that the women have to bowl more games to win a title than the men on their regular tour stocks.
Yeah, it varies on the PBA tour.
If I'm saying games. When you have the World Series, they're all shorter.
Yeah, they're very short formats.
But just a little fun fact, I guess. No tap on the 10 there.
Certainly have made the women work hard for the titles, too, because it's been long days out there.
Long days. They make them work. Yeah, we are definitely working our tail end out there for everything.
Looks like the standings are updated on our big board here in the house, which means they're probably on the website.
We
Yep.
need to refresh.
Yeah, Liz Johnson plus 908, Shannon O'Keefe plus 638. So 270 pins. Liz Johnson is ahead of the field. Danielle at 528, Jazreel Tan at 420, and Stephanie Johnson at 379.
Linda gained about
I was going to things have
few
tightened.
pins,
Yeah, things
a
have
few
tightened up
pins.
considerably from 5th on down to 11th.
10th, 11th,
Yeah,
yeah.
11th.
Because they were all about at least 220 out.
Yep.
So
And now it's 11th place is Pulhowski, 168 out. So it's tightened up quite a bit.
Definitely tightened up. So still, people making a push.
Yeah, but while it's tightened up there, it has grown between 1st and 5th, which is Liz Johnson is now closing in on 600 pins ahead of 5th.
I feel like
Or
every
sixth, I
time
should
we
say.
refresh, it's another 100 pins.
Exactly. And Liz, triple spare to start, and she's defeating Rocio Restrepo
Yep.
this game
Yeah, pretty
on
easily.
31
right
and 32.
now. She did just wash out.
She's
But
allowed to make one mistake a
one
game,
bad
right?
shot.
Yeah,
One
one
bad
bad
shot.
shot. One bad shot a game. She can afford it at this point.
Yeah.
She's up by 38 against Rocio. Sandy's bowled a good game,
Yep.
crossing over.
Still, she's up by 41 over Linda.
Jim Callahan down talking to Little Barnes, trying to offer some words of wisdom. Trying to tell her to get her butt in gear and throw some strikes.
Yeah. Tell her something. Looks like Anita made a move right.
Double for her.
Mm-hmm.
Down by 20. Always a hard week for the ball reps on a week like this. And They have to deal with very tough patterns.
Yes, because I will be the first to admit we cannot be the friendliest group of people.
Well, it's a lot of work because you've got so many people who need help
Yes, it is.
getting matched up.
But the ball reps, they're working just as hard as us, and they're stressed, and thank you
Yeah.
to all the ball reps, my ball reps, Rob and Rich this week. So
Yeah, it's a tough job for those guys.
it is when you have no control.
Yeah. All they can do is watch.
All they can do is watch it and tell you what to do, but it's ultimately up to you.
Anita, ball speed a little bit slow
a
on
little bit
that one.
slower. Fortunate enough just did 4 pin.
About a game and a half to go here in round 1 match play at the U.S. Women's Open tonight. And we'll be back on tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time with round 2.
It's a better shot from Linda. Flat 10.
Well, Liz had it open in the 7th, so she can only shoot 229 this game if she strikes out. Jazreel Tan and Kelly Kulik both throwing a lot of
Yeah,
strikes
I was
on
just looking down there.
43 and 44.
Kelly just missed, so it's going to actually give a little bit more of a lead to Jazreel. Shannon O'Keefe has a little bit of lead on Shannon Pulowski. Sandy up here in the 7th. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, Sandy's bowling a good game. She's
Very good
plus
game.
35, sitting in 20th place. 344 pins off the show currently. Just kind of where she's been all day, it feels like. Or it's all around.
Yeah.
Hasn't really moved a whole lot for her. She's 3-3 in matches, so. But she's a little bit under for the block.
For total.
Yeah, for this round.
That was good. Christina Wendell bowling a good game.
Christina She was pretty high up in the standings at one point this week. Now she's in 16th at plus 105. The big problem for Christina today is she hasn't been able to win any matches. She's 1-5.
Oh, that does not help,
No,
especially if you're bowling well and you just can't.
Yeah, and especially when the scores are, you're about a 200 average. Those 30 bonus pins.
Yeah,
are
I saw the first match. I think Anita lost with a 230.
Yeah, right here on the featured pin.
And that's tough. When it's hard, just as hard as it is to shoot 200, you shoot 230 and lose. It's kind of it kills your confidence a little bit, I think. But Anita trips to 4-9.
Linda with a 10 pin in the 8th. She's going to lose this game, it looks like.
I don't think she was too happy with the last couple shots.
Guessing it can be hard to maintain the focus at this point of the day when you've already bowled 8 games earlier and you're kind of trailing off the end of the block. And
yeah,
can get tough to maintain things.
Focus on sleep and maybe a meal.
Exactly. Maybe just
trying to figure out which one's more important.
Yeah, maybe getting something light to eat when it's so late that get something light to eat and hit the pillow and do it all again tomorrow.
That's right.
I'm guessing maybe put some ice on some body parts to make things feel better. Take some ibuprofens.
Ibuprofen. Keep your hand elevated so you don't swell.
Yeah.
All the fun stuff. Everything we love about being on tour.
Yeah, I noticed as we progressed week by week, I saw more of the women with
tape?
wraps around their leg or their wrist or their arm.
Every body part's taped from head to toe.
People are starting to tape things up. And
I'm not gonna lie, I contemplated putting it on my head this week to see if that would help, but it did not work.
We should get ibuprofen as an official sponsor.
A sponsor of the BWBA.
I need it sometimes up here too, just from the constant ringing of the bowling pins.
Like they have water jugs. They need to have like water jugs with like an ibuprofen dispenser.
Yeah, sure.
And then athletic tape dispenser.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
I thought of an idea. Actually, I was talking to Brittany Hamilton about it, that we should have a masseuse. That'd
be nice,
per
right?
pair.
Yeah. Actually, one year at the Masters here, we had a chiropractor who would sit in the players' room, locker room.
That's awesome.
And would work them out for free.
Yeah, that's very nice. Jazreel struck out for 266 down there.
Very nice. That'll help.
Very nice game. She split in the third frame, and
she's
the rest were
Kelly
strikes.
Too. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Kelly.
plus 96 will jump her up to plus 514.
Kelly can strike out for 243, I think. If
Yep,
I can see that far. No, wrap 10.
She can shoot 223 now.
Yeah.
So that means that Jazzy is going to put some space between her and sixth, because Linda Barnes wasn't sixth. Mm-hmm. And so now Jazreel is going to be at plus 514, which is going to be a couple hundred pins in the number.
Mm-hmm. And so Jazreel and Danielle, let's see, Danielle's right in front of us actually, and she's going to shoot 230.
Yeah, 238 with a win.
Mm-hmm. Liz is going to win.
Yep, Liz can shoot 219 this game, which would be right at her average. Mm-hmm. Her average 219.95, so.
She went up again?
Yep, she shot 250, so the average went up again. Went up a whole pin last game. And Shannon O'Keefe, 148 in the 8th, but she's winning by 13 against Pluhowski.
That's a close match down there. The tougher they get, the matches, they seem to tighten up.
Danielle McEwen goes 235 with the win to go plus 65 this game. Move her to plus 593.
She's getting closer to Shannon here.
Yep, she's getting closer, but Shannon can still win the game, which would be, she can go 208 with a win, be plus 38, put her at 672. But yes, it is getting closer. Liz Johnson going to be at 199, one of her worst games of the day.
199 and win.
And win, still
She's
got the
getting
win.
29 more pins.
Yeah, plus 937 for
Great shot by Sandy.
Liz Johnson.
Pulling a great game here.
Yeah, Sandy's rolled a couple of good games today on this in match play, but I guess just a little inconsistent overall.
Yeah.
Had a tweet from Michael Smith, who's watching and listening to us from Odessa, Texas. So
Oh, hello, Michael
thanks,
Smith.
Michael, for watching.
That puts Sandy in the 240s at least. Good game for her. Shannon O'Keefe got the first one on the 10th. Needs, let's see, 8?
8 spare.
8 spare to shut
Yep.
out
That's
Pulowski.
on 41 and 42 if you want to look at that on the live
Yep.
scoring. Great finish for Gongora.
Yes.
Going to be at 259 this game.
Great
with the
game
win.
for her.
So plus 89 for her.
She can have one more game like that. Sleep pretty good tonight. Maybe
Yeah.
feeling a little good for the next 2 rounds.
And we only have one more game to go.
And Shannon got the best mark she needed right there. Struck. So Shannon O'Keefe will win that game against Shannon Pulowski. $58. Christina Wendell will be in the 240s. Couple big games on the feature pairs here.
Some good games here on our feature
Couple
pairs.
good games.
Heading
It's
into
not
game
as
8.
easy as it looks, folks, I promise.
No, not that easy to shoot 250.
It is not, but they are making great shots, and
It's always easier when you're at home on your couch watching on extra frame.
that's true. Great game for Christina, 247.
It's interesting to me how we're able to see so many players play that far right this late in the
Yeah.
block. I guess with
I
all
think
the,
they were searching for oil, and
all the carry down and everything. The patterns moved around quite a bit over the course of these 15 games
15
today.
games and that 4-hour break.
Yeah.
So let's see if it plays like that again tomorrow during that break on the burn.
Yeah. Good players always find a way to strike, though. It
They
seems
do.
Like.
They definitely do.
Doesn't really matter what you put out there.
That's correct. Stephanie Johnson struggling this game again.
Yeah, you're
She's
right.
on 29
150.
and 30. They can tie, actually.
Yeah. She's 150 in the ninth.
Ninth, and Trisha Reed's 150 in the ninth.
Yeah.
And she's actually already thrown the first one in the 10th.
It's on 29 and 30 if you want to follow that.
Oh,
Well, Linda trying something a little different didn't seem to work out.
did not
so
work
good.
out too well.
And Linda's going to lose a lot of pins this game. Clara was right behind her.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Clara shot. I think she's too far away from us.
Find out soon enough when the updated standings come in a few minutes.
Nita's going to finish this game in the 2-0s. Rough start.
Well, Linda made the spare.
That's a tough spare.
It is a tough
Shooting
spare.
a full rack once, let alone twice.
Yeah, she got it done.
Yeah, she did. And I did see a few of the bowling balls go in the gutter this week. So
Yeah, when you're playing right, sometimes that happens.
it does, especially with it being kind of flat out there.
Don't have to miss too much to the right for it to fall off the edge.
That's right. Looks like we might have Clara close to us this next game, if not on a feature pair.
Yeah, she's looking up
Yep,
at the
I
lane.
think she's here. So that puts Linda at plus 297.
And we'll have our final game coming up here in a minute. Live on Bowl TV on Extra Frame. All right, last game here. Stephanie Johnson, by the way, needs a strike on her fill on 29 and 30 to beat Tisha Reed by 1. We'll let you know what happens as Clara Guerrero starts off with a strike.
Gets us going this last game on the feature pair.
She's taking on Amanda Green. Stephanie letting the ball
Through
go
the ball
now.
and
Strike.
great shot there.
180 to 179. Stephanie defeated Trisha Reed in
She
a close
fist
game.
pumped that one. Get 10 bins that game. So our other feature pair will be to be determined.
Yeah, haven't quite moved over yet.
Everybody should be done.
I could probably tell you who it's going to be.
Oh, a lane sheet.
What is it, 35 and 36? It's going to be Daphne Tan against Karen Marcano.
Perfect. International pair. Almost all international
Yeah.
except Amanda.
Amanda has bowled in an international event. She bowled in World Youth Championships in Hong Kong.
Awesome.
Junior Team USA.
She's playing outside as well, kind of taking her hand out of it. Doesn't look too happy. I think she's ready for this day to be over.
Yeah, she's pretty far behind everybody.
Yeah.
She's, before this game, before the last game, she was 538 out of the
Yeah.
show, and she's 0-6, hadn't won a match.
Yeah.
Yep, Karen Marcano against Daphne Tan, coming up on 35 and 36. Great shot by Clara. Double to start.
Still playing that inside line.
Clara's tough.
She is tough.
seems like she's always in the mix.
She is.
She's always hanging around.
Yes.
She's had a great season.
Yeah, she's kind of silent. Like,
Yep.
like, you know.
Kind of sneaky good.
Yeah, she's very quiet.
Clara 13th in the points coming into this week.
Oh, just did not see the friction on that one. And I will say that was not uncommon on the burn squads to leave the 8-10 for the ladies this week.
So, Brianna, I saw you're in 7th place in the points coming into this week. Do you think you'll have a chance to make the Tour Championship, or does it just depend on how everybody
I
finishes?
need help from a few players.
But it's possible.
It's possible. I will say there's a few players still bowling, so anything can happen. There's about 5 or 6 of us fighting for like 3 spots. So
So it's all just going to come down to where people finish in this match play, huh?
And if there's a repeat winner, it helps.
Yep.
Or if, like I said, if there's a winner who's already up there, like Danielle or Callie or Shannon Pulowski, or even Christina Wendell, Erin McCarthy, because those players are pretty locked in for next week. So, to be honest, the players you're looking to sneak in are Clara, Lindsay, Jody,
Shannon O'Keefe.
You know, myself and Missy are the 5 players looking for those few spots. So,
and a lot of points available this week.
A lot of points because it's a major.
Yeah, it's 50% more points than normal.
So, you know, 16 more games, anything can happen. Just going to cross my fingers that I am bowling next week. So.
Do you have a ticket booked yet?
I do.
Yeah. Always good to hedge your bets.
I did book my ticket because it was fairly inexpensive, so I wanted to get it as opposed to booking it last minute and paying, you know, possibly 3 times.
Sure.
So that's all I have booked. So
well, let's hope it works out.
I do too, because I don't. Otherwise, I might be sleeping on the couch at the training center. I don't have a hotel.
Yeah, the hotel rooms might be hard to come by because it's Cowboys opening weekend too.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
we'll see.
We'll see.
Would be a good problem to have.
It will. I'm up for the challenge.
Can always price line or hotwire a hotel room, I'm
and
sure.
that's what a lot of us have been doing all summer. So. Good spare there by Karen. That's a tricky one, trying to hook at it on this.
Yeah, that spare can be missed a bunch of different ways.
Yes, definitely. And I'm seeing a lot of spare balls hooking right now. Just saw Jennifer Higgins miss a 10-minute hook. Same thing.
I think some of them will have never been so excited to get back on the fresh tomorrow
Yes.
morning. The fresh is no picnic either, but
no.
It's looking a little tough out there.
It is. I think it's getting brutal. Updated standings yet?
Yep, just got posted. And Liz at plus 937. Shannon O'Keefe at 620. So now a 317 pin lead for Liz Johnson. Danielle McEwen at plus 593. Jazriel Tan plus 516. And Stephanie Johnson at plus 389. Clara is first out at plus 327.
62 back.
And Linda Barnes plus 297. Kelly Kulik suddenly in 8th place at plus 238. So she's bowled a good block today. 1461 and 4 and 3 in matches for Kelly.
So Liz is having the best record so far, is that correct still? Or Liz and Clara?
Yep, Clara is 6 and 1 as well. Liz Johnson with the highest scratch total in this round, 1554 for 7 games. I don't know what pair Liz is finishing on.
I don't see her
I think
down.
she's down on the low end.
Yeah, I don't see her on the high end at all.
She is on 21 and 22, bowling against Shayna Ung. So the big question is, will Liz Johnson get to plus 1,000 heading into tomorrow? It's going to be close.
She's going to be, well, I mean, where is she at
She
here?
needs 233 and a win.
And a win. Shayna, I think, is trying to take her down.
Yeah. So we're going to follow that match
Let's
on
just
21 and
say
22.
It's not out of reach for her.
No, yeah, it's never out of reach.
No.
But you can't look too far ahead. Even Liz, I'm sure, is not thinking TV show yet.
No, I don't think
Just
so.
wants to keep plugging away and winning matches and see what happens.
Liz is definitely taking it one match at a time.
There's really nothing positive that comes out of looking too far ahead.
Nope.
Anna Green
Crossing
crossing
over.
Yeah. Up by 12. Trying to give Clara a rare loss today.
Yeah.
Liz is now 610 pins in the show.
610 pins in the show.
So that means she's 610 ahead of 6th place
That's
with 17
words
games left.
really can't describe how impressive, amazing.
Yeah, there aren't
I
enough
mean, just
adjectives to
there's
describe
just
it.
so many, so many words. Oh.
Well, Liz may not be thinking about the show, but we certainly
We
are.
are.
And
And
It would
it's
be-
going to be interesting to see.
it would be
I
truly
honestly-
shocking if she didn't make it.
Exactly, but I honestly want to see how far she can get.
Right, sure.
Like,
how far ahead
what
she
will
can
be
get.
her ending number
Right.
plus? Is she going to be plus like 1,500? Is she
Right.
gonna be, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, could be a lot.
it could be a lot. Oh, that one was going in the gutter. Hung on there.
Karen Marcano down in a tie for 21st place at plus 4. 385 pins off the show. And Daphne Tan, significantly better. She's in 10th place at plus 212 and 177 off the show.
Claire actually just 4-9'd in the 6th frame. So a couple unlucky pocket splits here for Clara. Lucky break on that spare for Karen.
Open frame for Clara. She
Yeah.
falls more behind against Amanda Green. Down by 34 now.
It's tough. You throw one shot and it's not enough. You 8-10. The another one's too much. 4
Yeah.
nines.
Definitely pretty tricky out there.
It is, especially the further left you get to make sure it has enough drive to get through the pocket correctly.
Nice shot by Karen
Karen.
Marcano.
Much better shot than last frame.
She is tied with Daphne Tan.
Karen also has a sister, Alicia,
Yep.
who bowls.
the
Surprised she didn't
Marcano
make the
sisters.
trip. Is
Yeah,
she?
I haven't seen her in a while,
Yeah.
actually. I'm not sure what Alicia has been up to.
Not too sure. I remember seeing them. They usually go everywhere together.
We've seen Karen at a couple of stops this year.
Yep, she has. I think she went to. I think she was at Queens for sure.
Yeah,
I think she actually bowled in Detroit.
yep, I think she
So.
did.
Made the trip out. A little lengthy trip for the Open. See if Amanda can get one more here, extend her lead. Back-to-back opens for Daphne.
And by the way, the scores are unofficial, of course,
Until
they verify them at the
they
end.
will tally them up.
We just say what we see and what we read on the standings.
They get, when all is said and done, they will be correct from experience.
It's our final game of the night. We're back on tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Another tweet coming in from Andrew Glass. Says, nice job in the booth tonight. At Lucas_Wiseman and at Breezy02. Nice listening to both of you. Thank you very much, Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate that. Not going to lie. I usually get nervous coming in the booth, but I think I've done it more now that I'm all right.
I try to make it pretty easy and conversational.
Oh, it's fine.
So,
it's fine. Yeah.
We're just laid back and watching some bowling.
Which watching bowling sometimes is hard to do, especially if you're the bowler who didn't bowl so well. But take it as a learning experience. So. I'm sorry, I won't be here tomorrow. I'm going to go to the U.S. Open tennis.
That's all right. That's a good
but
place
I will
to be.
watch scores, see what happens.
Sure.
I'll make a prediction on Liz, I guess. See what she can get to at the end of her match play.
Well, I'm sure you'll tweet all about it. Maybe you should tweet some pictures.
I will tweet some pictures from the U.S. Open, yes.
I'll be looking for that.
I have some from the other night. I should put those on too, and then I'll compare my two seats that I had.
Tweet a picture of Roger Federer for us.
I will do my best. If I
zoom the camera in as
far as
right?
I can go, so he doesn't look like a little speck.
Amanda Green had an open in the 8th.
Give a little opening there for Clara.
Yep, Clara can throw a couple of strikes and be right back in this
That's
match.
Right, she can. Rocio's have another big game down there, 240.
Yeah, she's kind of floundering at the bottom of the standings. Yeah, she's had some good games today, though.
Yeah. Oh.
Karen up by 20 on Daphne. Clara looking for a double.
Make up some ground here. Great shot.
Yeah, gets it done.
Yeah.
And another strike, and she will have the lead.
Just by the reactions I'm seeing, I think a lot of these ladies are ready to be done.
Yeah, I think they're
getting a little tired.
They're exhausted.
Their
it's gonna be a long day tomorrow too.
Yeah, their execution levels seem to have died down a little bit, so I think they need a good night's rest to recuperate for tomorrow.
And then tomorrow, the 8 games in the morning and then the 8 games in the evening. And I think at that point, for a lot of them, the adrenaline will carry them through to the end of tomorrow's
definitely
block, more so than today.
Yeah. I mean, they're still looking today like, they're only really a third of the way down the match play. So.
Well, Liz is starting to strike.
Here comes Liz.
She can still get to that plus 1,000 number at the end of the day.
She can actually shoot 50.
Again. Yeah.
Right?
260.
260. Whew.
Yeah, if she strikes out 9th and 10th.
She's going to surpass us, our prediction.
Yeah, she
Claire's
might.
shooting a spare here.
Oh, cut it a little too thin.
Great try there. Thought she had it.
She's down
Another
by
open frame.
Yeah, down by 21 going into the last frame and a half.
Oh.
Ooh, Daphne almost missed it.
Not sure if it wasn't on burn, if that would have held.
She got a standing ovation from Sherry Tan back here on her spare attempt.
Yeah.
Still down by 20.
Oh, looks right. Fortunate enough to get the washout out for Amanda.
Amanda does not look too excited
She
about
does
bowling
not.
16 games tomorrow.
No, like I said, I think she's ready for this evening to be over. She shouldn't be down on herself. You know, she's playing. She's in match play on a tough field, tough conditions. So
it's a great accccomplishment just to even make match play
yes,
this week.
she should be proud of herself. I know it's frustrating when you're, 24th out of 24 bowling, but you're still bowling. That's more than the other 127 of us can say, or right?
Yeah, it's a 153 player field. So.
Yeah, so she covers up the spare. So she can fill some pins in here. She'll get the win against Clara, which hasn't been easy for a lot of the players, it seems like.
Yeah, Claire's only lost once today.
So.
And that has helped Clara move into 6th place.
It has for sure.
And Amanda breaks it up.
Oh my gosh. I thought the rack was going to hit it.
Yeah, and if she'd have split there and opened, Claire could strike out the win. But now it's an easier spare. She doesn't have to make it.
Still needs a spare to.
Yeah, even if she opens here, Claire's got a chance. But
double or to strike out. I'm sorry.
is much easier to shoot. It's much easier to make than the 410. So.
Yeah.
We'll see if Amanda can.
We'll see if she agrees after the shot.
Yeah, if she can maintain her focus for one more spare attempt.
Looks good.
Yep.
Yep. Great spare.
She's going to pick up the win. And actually, it's Amanda's first win of the day. She was 0-7, so
great job, Amanda.
At least she got out of the
hang tough. Hang tough, you know.
Rut.
And she is a winner this season, so
yes, she is.
She cannot be disappointed.
She'll be bowling next week in the Tour
she
Championship.
Will. So just fill it in here. Get one.
Well, Liz Johnson 9 spare in the 9th.
She can still shoot 230.
239. She needs a double in the 10th to get to plus 1,000.
So, yeah, good place for that. Amanda will pick up the win.
Still 3 frames to go between Marcano and Tan. Marcano up by a couple of marks.
O'Keefe looks like she's got something going a little better down there. 95 in the 5th with a 4-bagger.
Yep, bowling against Jody Westner.
So I think she'll feel good ending with a better game.
Have a positive finish to
the
day.
Yes, definitely.
Can't tell if Liz doubled or not.
I
don't think she did. I think she got the first one and left a single pin. So she'll be just shy of.
I can't see that far.
Live scoring will update soon enough.
Come on. Should have brought binoculars.
I know.
I don't know, but it looks like she was talented and left a 9 split.
Yeah. Every once in a while, the live scoring will do that. Yep, strike 6 spare, 229.
She'll be just short.
She'll be plus 996.
Oh. I'm sure she's not disappointed with that.
No, not at all.
So great bowling to Liz.
Almost 1,000 over for Liz Johnson, and she's going to be the runaway leader.
Yes.
Going into tomorrow's last 16 games.
Unbelievable bowling.
And Matt's grabbing his notepad. He's got his pen in his ear.
He's heading out.
He's headed out to interview Liz
Go
Johnson.
get him.
We'll have a story for you.
He's getting ahead of the game so he can get to bed at a decent time as well.
He's going to have the story ready on bowl.com and pwba.com in just a little bit as we finish up our match play here this evening.
Yep. Last couple frames here. Let's see.
Oh, Sandy Gongora off to the right, smacked to the 10 pin, and it whipped around back. It would have made the 7-10, I'm pretty sure.
It always picks up the 7-10 when it's not there.
Exactly right. It always happens when the other pin's not there.
Or when you walk away.
Yeah.
More often than not. But Claire's going to finish up here with 177. So I'm sure not the finish she would like, but she still bowled well this evening.
Daphne, 9th frame, through the face.
Trips out the 10.
And she's in trouble here, jeopardy of losing this game. Shannon O'Keefe, first one in the 10th, so she can get to 245 to close out her day with a win.
Great finish for her tonight. And
she got 9.
She got the 4 out, but not the 9.
So it'll be 234 for O'Keefe.
Win over Jody Losner.
Just a few more shots to go this evening before we call it a night. And back with you again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time.
Fortunate enough to get 9 on that shot.
Kano up by 23 going into the 10th. Both players working on a spare. As Karen looking to close this thing out.
Yep, looking around the house. If anyone's wondering, Trisha Reed beats new hyphen, correct?
Yep, close enough.
So trying here. Cinder Gongora over Erin McCarthy. Saw Amanda Green over Clara. I think this is our last match still bowling right here.
Yep.
It's Karen.
Seems like it.
Daphne. So.
Looks like Daphne's going to get ready to bowl here. And she's going to put some bowling balls away.
Yeah, so unless Karen just gets 1, could have a tie.
Yep, Karen just needs to make the spare here.
And it's kind of off spot. So
it is a little
I think
off spot,
she's
you're right.
shooting straight at it here.
I think it's a good way to shoot this spare anyway.
Oh, definitely, especially on this. So, and she's
Covers
covering
it
it up
up.
nicely. So
Karen Marcano will defeat Daphne Tan. Well, Brianna Caldwell, thank you so much for sitting
Thanks
in
for having
tonight.
me.
And
It was
have
fun.
fun at the U.S. Open.
I will tweet
tomorrow.
pictures
The tennis.
with my new followers.
The tennis
It'll be
U.S.
tennis
Open.
U.S. Open tomorrow.
That's right.
But I will still keep in touch with the bowling.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll keep up to date with the scores and
right.
what's going on.
So
Well, we hope you make it into the PWBA Tour Championship
Thank you.
next week. We'll
Me
be rooting for
too.
you, and we'll be keeping an eye on those results once we finish this week and the point standings go official. So.
perfect. Sounds great.
All right. Well, have a good night, Brianna, and we'll
Thanks.
see everybody
You too.
tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time here live on Bowl
Good
TV
night,
on Extra
everybody.
Frame.